Come on in. Come on in. I am so glad that you are with me here today. I want to make sure I give you my full attention because this week I just want to have a conversation between you and me. Um, if you're like me, you learn how to take care of everything and everybody in your life by watching a woman who never stopped. And I'm sure me just saying that someone comes to mind. You can think of one or two people who that description described, and that woman who made, well, I'm actually thinking a woman who made rolls for you from scratch, those hot buttered rolls on Sunday, and she scaled the fish and gutted it so that you could have fresh fried fish, right? And she would save soap in a jar so there would be something that felt like luxury at the end of a hard week, and you called it bubble bath. Does that bring anyone to memory or make you think of anyone particular in your life? And you watched her and you thought to yourself, this is what love looks like. This is what a woman who loves her family look like. And then because you admired her so much and you loved her so much, you became her. If something just leaped in you from that conversation, if something just jumped in you for a moment and just hit your heart, then this conversation today, it's for you. And that's what we're going to talk about. Hi, I'm Michelle, and you're here on Break Time Live with me today. I'm going to ask you something, and I just want you to sit quietly for a moment before you answer yourself. And did you notice I said before you answer yourself? This isn't a question for me. This is a question for you. When did you decide to be this way, to be that woman? When did you sit down and say, I'm going to be the one who gives everything, expects nothing, and keeps going no matter what? You didn't, did you? You took it all in before you even had an understanding of what the words were did. You watched a woman who never seemed to stop, and you thought, that's just what we do. That's just what love looked like for you. That was just the price of belonging, of being chosen, of staying in the room. And somewhere in all of that, and I'm saying this cautiously because I don't want to get it wrong, but a little bit of you started going quietly, slipping away. Not all at once, but piece by piece. Each time you let something go that you should have held on to, each time you told yourself, that's just the way things are. That's just who I am, or that's just the way this is supposed to be. Each time you rolled over, because that was the price of staying in the game, you didn't lose yourself all at once. You gave yourself away in small, reasonable, completely understandable pieces. And I know because I lived it. I watched my grandmother go to work in other people's homes and make sure that their sheets were ironed and their handkerchiefs were pressed in the same time that she saved soap in a jar at home so that we could have something that felt like luxury. Bubble bath. I watched my mom, my mother, work hard and come home with nothing left. And what I'm talking about is no energy. And I thought, that's just what we do. That's just what women do. So that's who I became. And it took me a long time to realize that what I thought was how we love, what I thought was just who I was something that in a lot of ways I learned. And I have been living this life or that life as if I chose it. So, one thing I want to talk about this week, anyway, is that I've talked to several women this week, and there was this one prevailing statement that I kept hearing over and over again. And it's just how precious, how rare, and how needed it is to have quiet. I mean, literally, they said almost the exact same words. I get to sit here in quiet. No TV, no music. Just sit here and not think. Just sit here and soak up the quiet. And that's all I want. And I thought to myself, when I'm home by myself, even if I'm working and thinking, I still want that quiet. I don't need TV. I don't need music. I just want that quiet. And so that's not so rare, is it? I mean, quiet. I'm not talking about sleep or a vacation. I'm talking about just quiet, no TV, no request, no one needing anything, just sitting in the quiet and not having to think or respond or give. And when I heard that, I thought, why is that so rare? Why does that feel like some rare occurrence in our everyday life? And I realized that it's because from the moment you open your eyes, someone or something is already pulling at you. If not physically, then mentally or emotionally. But somewhere, somehow, someone needs you. Someone wants. someone has a request, and the thought of not responding whenever it's humanly possibly is not even a thought, because it has been so deeply ingrained in who you are that for you not to respond, you can't not give. You just can't. So, what happens to us over time is that we quietly start to fragment, and to keep from what I see or what I feel is short circuiting, we have to start insulating. And I used to be an electrician in the military at one point. So this analogy really, really hit me on how when we have wires, in order to keep them from damaging each other, in order to keep harm at bay, they have to be insulated. And this is so visual to me. But the thing is, to protect yourself, you start building a kind of protective covering around yourself just so you can stay functional, just to keep going. And you know what? It works. You stay upright and you keep delivering. And during that process of insulating, you're slowly divorcing yourself from living. That the deep friendships that used to hold you, they faded away, because that proximity or the commonalities that you used to hold with each other, they're not there anymore. Or life just pulled you in different directions. And the relationships that you do have, a lot of them are just surface, functional. What some people may call business buddies or associates or workout partners. Do you have any of those? Close enough to share something personal, but not close enough to be truly known. And underneath all of it is a question that maybe you never even ask. Has anyone ever really known what I need? Have I been able to put it into words? And if so, did I ask? Did I even ask for it? Did they even understand what it is that I was trying to say? And you know what? Did they even care? Whew. That last one, that takes your breath away. Did they care? And I need you to see yourself in all of this. Because look, you're functioning. You're doing great. In fact, in some ways, you're over functioning. You're delivering, but you're over delivering. And you're showing up day in and day out. But something in you knows that the way that you're doing it is not sustainable. Something in you know that the insulation that you've built around you to keep going is also keeping you from being fully alive, from being fully known and fully present in your own life. And that quiet that you're craving, that desperate need to just sit there in quiet and not think and not give, that's your nervous system telling you the truth about what has been happening for so long. And so the question is not whether you can keep going, not at all, because you know you can. And you've proven that time and time again. But the real question is, what is it costing you to keep going that way? You see, I've built the undivided because for years I have seen women who lived like this and never had a place to put life down, to get relief and to reset right there in the midst and inside of life. And I haven't seen it in a course or in some program or anything that's there for you to complete or to keep up with or perform inside of. I haven't seen that space. A space where the conversation that you just had with yourself while watching this live today can actually continue. Where the woman next to you understands without even having to explain yourself. Where you can work through this in the middle of your real life and it doesn't have to be alone again. Not on some cruise, and I love cruising, or on some retreat where you can get away for a few days, and not when you finally have time, but right now. Not when everything settles, but right now, in the middle of it all, in the middle of life. And that's what matters. And honestly, I'm guarding this space. I'm being intentional about who comes in and why. Because you spent too long in spaces that actually took from you, that expected you to show up and to perform, but that didn't protect you. And I refuse to build another one of those. This space is the undivided because you're not divided by all the roles that you inhabit. You are a diamond. Every facet connects to each other and contributes to the brilliance. And the only way to move through life without quietly fragmenting is to move through it in a way that you're whole. That's why. And that's what this space was built for. Look, as I open this space, I have decided that I'm selecting 5 women who I'm calling my founding 5. It's a first circle who will move through the opening season with me alongside me and close to me, and help me strengthen this space through honest reflections and feedback as they go. And I'm not looking for women who want more content or another place to perform. I'm looking for women who are thoughtful, reflective, and honest, who live in integrity, women who know something has to change in their lives and the lives of others, and are ready to engage with a simple, intentional space. And before anyone enters, we're going to have a short conversation, because this space matters too much to me to be careless with who has access. Look, I put a link in the description. You'll see it there. I want you to go there, answer a few honest questions, and then let's set up a time to talk. If something in you said, yes, that's me, I want to do this. If something in you breathed, yes, while you were sitting with me today, reach out and let's talk. Look, today I've given you my heart, and I've laid myself bare, because that's just how important you are to me. And so my final question to you today is just this: how important are you to you? I'm Mischelle O'Neill, and you've been here with me. You've taken a break with me today on Break Time Live. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for sitting with me. I want to thank you for being here today for yourself. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.